All right. Hey, friends, welcome back or welcome aboard. You're watching Prepare to Go There. I'm going to help you walk through your entire week. We're going to work on your next week right now so you show up ready. You can be present. You can be better prepared. You can take on the challenges, seize the opportunities. You're going to feel great at the end of this guided weekly planning. And I think we all know that weekly planning is important, but when do we actually sit down and take the time to go through it? And so I'm actually going to be planning my week right now live. You're not going to see it all, but we're going to go through the same steps and stages together. And we're going to go through a very lightweight weekly planning session, just so that way you feel great going into the weekend and you can communicate confidence to all the friends and coworkers and leaders that you interact with. And so if we're just meeting, my name is Peter Burchfield, and I am an executive coach. I work with leaders and their teams so that way they can prepare for the next phase now. They put in the future work. They know what it looks like to lead and succeed on the executive level. And this is just 101. This is self-leadership foundation, just that you take time, you get the margin that you need to have momentum, real momentum. And so I still have tea that I've got to pick up, and then I'm going to come back and we'll kind of walk through the steps and stages, but just jump in with me and let's have some fun. We're going to be here about 30 minutes of work plus whatever buffer time, to give ideas, give prompts, any responses to the things that come up for you. But just super grateful that we can do this, whether you're joining in real time or you're watching the live stream. This is going to help you a lot, and you can really rinse and repeat this process as much as it helps you out. So let's get into the big idea, and then we'll see what else we can find. So the big idea is, why do we have a Future Friday? What is Future Friday all about? And basically, when you get away, you get ahead. And so many times we are preoccupied with the busyness that's bombarding us all around. And we really do have to pull away, pull aside, so that way we can get clear to pioneer again. And so I'm going to help you get away with a really simple kind of 30-minute guided weekly planning session. The first round is we're just going to summarize what's been happening in life, take 5 minutes, kind of deal with, figure out, kind of where our focus has been. Don't want to dwell on that too long just for the sake of time. Then we're going to move into 10 minutes of actually deciding, kind of making pre-decisions and doing some pre-work. And then the last 15 minutes is really strategizing on, what we're going to be doing this week. So believe it or not, it can be that simple. You can absolutely go deeper and further, but we're doing this all together. So just wanted to be respectful of everybody's time out there. When I normally do this off screen, it'll take me about an hour, but it's not just planning the week. And I hope that's what you see as we get into this. So many leaders are trying to play 4D chess because they're trying to figure out their personal goals. They're trying to figure out their family schedule. Then they're figuring out their team logistics. Then they're moving out, with any new initiatives that they're excited about. They're trying to carve out space for, any kind of innovation. And then they have to play defense in the midst of all of that. And they're just anticipating signs of, interference or disruption that hopefully they can, take on with a game face. So that's why, this process is not just as cut and dry. It really does take time. It is a part of work. And yes, you can share the load with a team. You can have an assistant, you can have software. That's great. Whatever helps you be decisive, go for it. Whatever helps you be intentional, do that. Whatever helps you stay committed to, goals and commitments you made 3 months ago or even 3 years ago, man, do that. But many times it just comes down to us, and we need to pull away, and we need to, be kind to our team, be kind to ourselves, and update our plan. Okay, so we'll get into this. I just kind of want to give you the overview, and then we'll start the clock and go into it. Whenever I jump into these kind of sessions, it kind of helps to know what's happening. We're going to figure out where's your focus been first. And so that's a journaling exercise. I'm going to prompt you with a question, basically summarize where you've been, summarize what's going on in your life. And then the first step we're going to take is I want you to zoom in to one day, just a great day. What is a great day going to feel like for you? And if you cannot define what the focus needs to be for your day, then you're already behind. You're already kind of wandering, waffling. So we're going to zoom in on one day and do just some kind of, we'll just work on that. Define your focus. We'll summarize and strategize. Summarize, strategize. That's a really cool tool that I have in the course, Pioneer of the Year. And then we're going to design the future, right? This is kind of that bigger part, longer part. And this is where we map out the week. We begin to make decisions, and we make discoveries about how the week can flow better. We'll kind of walk through that. And then we'll design the future. Yep. What this is going to look like is we want to end up with some sort of written document that is going to help us represent a lot of territory. Okay, so this is going to be a simple kind of one-page document that we use to refer back to throughout the week. So that way, it's not just going to tell us, okay, like an itinerary. At 2:00 you're doing this. At 3:30 you're doing this. At 5:00 you're doing that. What is helping us do is have some context, some situational awareness. So we'll try to explain that as we go, and then again, we'll use whatever remaining time that we have. You have a project that matters more than anything else this week. There's something that you've got to focus on that has not been getting the best of you. If you're honest, it's been getting the rest of you, because you've been spending yourself on so many other relational transactions. You've been bleeding and leading in so many different directions that you don't know how to even be present right now to see what is the most important project that is going to help you, make progress towards that intended future. So I'm going to help you get clear, kind of face the fuzz, so to speak. If your focus has been fuzzy, we're going to zoom out or we're going to zoom in. I'm going to help you walk through that. But having said that, it's going to be a semi hands-off experience, okay? Because I got to do some work today too. I got to make some decisions, and so we'll kind of be interacting as we go together. That's why I hope, I know this this round is going to be mainly for those that are on the replay, which is great. And I love that. Jump in. But as we kind of do more of these reps, it would be awesome to join you at whatever level you're at and talk with you and help you get some really clear resolution. Okay, so if you're down, you're ready to go, you're ready to start the clock, let me know. If you're watching live, that'll be great. I'm going to set a timer. You're not going to see it because I don't have it to show necessarily, but we're going to set a timer for 5 minutes. Okay, and in this first 5-minute round, you're going to summarize where your focus has been. And so literally you could do this on your phone. You can do this with a journal. I have napkins today, which totally counts. Because look, this is why I love a napkin. Because you have a conversation with somebody, you sit them down and you say, hey, let's just take time and work on this napkin. And then you know what happens? Ba-bam! Ba-bam! Hey! So you know that conversation, that brainstorming can grow with you. So, all right, 5 minutes. I'm going to put on some music, and I'll put this screen back up, and I will be back with some tea. And you're on the first 5-minute round. I want you to summarize where your focus has been, so you kind of know what you're feeling, what you're facing. Ask those questions. What have I been feeling this week? What have I been facing this week? Where's my focus been this week? You got to get honest. You got to figure it out. And then we're going to switch it and strategize. Strategize. What is the focus going to be? Maybe you've drifted, but you got to get back. That's okay. After you have some just, honesty, now we have to have some ownership. We're going to take ownership to find the focus, and then we're going to go through the day. I'll walk you through at that point, but let me get the music back up. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Okay, so let me just pipe back in just for a moment, not to take away from your time or attention. But it's really important that you think through where you've been, so that way you don't find yourself in that same space a week from now. You want to be making progress. And so you have to practice awareness first before you take action in a new area. And so ask yourself, where's my focus been? And where does my focus need to be next? Should have that down by now. When I have a little bit more time to do this, I actually journal on my phone, on Evernote. But I also have a physical sketchbook. Okay. And very, very helpful. Just externalize what's been going on. Now, this diagram that you're looking at here, we've got to get intentional again. Okay. And what we're looking for, what we're working towards is, what does a great day look like? And where does your focus need to be to have a great day? And it's not just work. It's not just the work hours, the whole day. And so this is a part of my course, Pioneer of the Year. If you are watching this, then you've invested in your leadership journey. I want to invest in you. And so this is me just kind of showing you a little bit behind the scenes in that course. But this is one of the tools. Call it the 4 phases of the day. I think there's actually a cooler title. I'll have to go back and look at it. But basically, instead of trying to compartmentalize your day into so many time boxes or time blocks, which is a good strategy, but it can be hard to keep up with. Let's start with this. All right, let's simplify things. And I want you to define your focus in these 4 parts of the day. So what's the win for the early morning? What's the win for the mid-morning? What's the win for the afternoon? What's the win for the evening? So you can draw that diagram out, or you can make 4 boxes or 4 circles. But I really want you to try this, okay? I want you to answer some of these questions. Number 1, when ideally you're awake during these 4 parts of the day, and you might say, well, I have to work late. I don't have an early morning. Well, whenever you wake up, that's your first part of the day. It's basically before you get going. Generally, you're working. Anyways, I won't clutter this conversation with too many variables. But what I really want you to do is define the times. Okay, I'm waking up at this time. I'll start going at this time. I'll take a break at this time. And then I'll stop work at this time. And then I'm going to call it a day at this time. You need to know where those transitions are in your day. And then I really want you to just at a simple level, don't overthink this, okay? What's the win for the early morning? What's the win for the mid-morning? What's the win for the afternoon? What's the win for the evening? What makes a great day? What do you have to focus on to know that you're being energized and that you're staying engaged with whatever shows up, regardless of the tasks, regardless if you have meetings or not, regardless if you have to drive somewhere or not, regardless if you're at home or traveling, if you're traveling abroad. What does a great day look like? What does it take for you in this season of your life, at this stage of your life and leadership journey, to really be on it? Okay, so let's keep going with the clock. I'm going to change up the music. It might be a little random because I don't know how many options I have here, but try to jot down some pre-decisions about the day you want to have. It's actually kind of a fun soundtrack. All right, let's keep it moving. I hope that this is helping you be present right now. We're finishing that first 5-minute block. We're going to move into the next part. And let me know as you go through this video later on, put in the comments, what is your focus for each part of the day? What is your focus for, really crushing it? All right, now we're going to take some time to design our future. And I'm not talking about, in the next few years. I'm just saying for the next few days. Okay, we get to be a part of that creative process, navigate and create the future. And if you get really good at navigating and creating your day, then you level up and you navigate and create your week. Then you navigate and create your month. Then you navigate and create your year. And then you can navigate, create your life. Pretty simple stuff. This is the core of at least the first part of Pioneer of the Year in the course. So we're just practicing it. We're doing it in real time here. But I want to help you now shift from this idea of summarizing where you've been and summarizing what the win is like. And now we're going to strategize. Let's strategize what kind of week you need to have. And the best way to strategize is actually to go through your roles. Okay. So instead of going day by day and saying Monday, what am I doing? Tuesday, what am I doing? Wednesday, what am I doing? Thursday, what am I doing? Friday, what am I doing? Sometimes we know. Sometimes it's too obvious. A lot of times we're dropping the ball and we're missing it because we're not combing through the 4D chess metaphor that I was talking about. So 4D chess means you're thinking on different levels. I want you to now take 10 minutes as we go through this, give or take, and start thinking about your commitments. What commitments do you already know about? So like maybe you're a family man, husband, wife, mom, dad, grandparent. Maybe you are a business owner, right? Don't overthink it. Just give me those buckets that you're always pouring your time and heart into, and start to get intentional about where you're going in those directions this week. All right, I'm going to try another track, see if we like it. I don't think I like that one too much. A little better. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to jump back in just to help us keep moving. The main thing that we're practicing right now is intentionality. We're making that commitment to be aware, to be decisive, and to keep things lightweight. Don't overthink it. Okay, just own the obvious right now. Be honest, take ownership, and just a little bit of time makes a big dent in having a great day and a great week. And what we're trying to do is give you a little proof of concept that you've got this. Okay, so let's move on to that next part, the kind of the last phase, which is putting all this together. So we're getting clear on where we've been. We're making decisions about what's important. Really, whether it gets done today, next week, or by the end of the year, the things you write down are still important. Now we're going into the calendar. Okay, this last round, this last segment, we're going into the calendar, and we want to make sure that we can make decisions to really go after things that are super important. And so I want you to look at the calendar now. You can open up your calendar. You can pull it up on your phone, pull it up on your laptop, which I'm going to be doing next. You want to be mindful of what's coming up, commitments you've already made. You're trying to get that context. But what we're doing is now meshing or bringing together things that are important to you personally and things that are visible to you on the calendar. And we're going to try to negotiate this stuff on the calendar. And the calendar is just a simple way to visualize where your time is going. Okay. So let's go to this last part, and we're going to pull out the calendar, go just for the next 7 days right now. That's just what this weekly planning is all about. And using the 2 parts you've already done. Okay. You know where your focus has been. You know whether you have drifted or whether you're on target. And now you know what the focus needs to be. You know what a great day is going to look like. And you know what you want to go for in those main areas of commitment, right? The main relationships, the main roles that you have as a leader: personal, family, work, community, whatever. Okay. So you should have that context. Now we're going to put it into the workshop of your calendar. And let's just start drilling it out. Just show me in, big rocks, time blocks. Show me what that looks like in a 7-day spread. Ready, set, go. Okay, let's take some time and recap what we've been doing. I was just trying to structure kind of like 3 rounds for you just to get an idea. We're going to start by summarizing where we've been, what the week's been like, where our focus has been, because we just need to be honest. And then after we're honest, and we can take ownership of how we want things to go next. Kind of step 2 is strategize. Strategize what's going on in your day, and then strategize how you can see things going in your week. And we're making pre-decisions. Okay. Then another area we can strategize is go back to those big commitments, those roles that you're investing in. That's really where your future work is happening, right? You want to be a better person, a better spouse. You want to be a better leader. You want to be a better business owner. You want to be a better friend, whatever. So you're thinking through that. That last stage should be the easiest. When you get to the calendar, you've already made all the pre-decisions, and now you're just negotiating how it's going to look and work in real time. So with that said, I want to finish with a question, which is, do you need to summarize or do you need to strategize in order to make real progress? And here's what I mean. There is probably a project that matters more than all the other ones. But if we're kind of too bogged down, if we're, kind of have our guard down, so to speak, we're not seeing it clearly. We're not seeing it correctly. So, you might even need to say, take a quick prayer pause right now and say, okay, Lord, help me see what's important, and help me lean into it, even if I'm not feeling it yet. And so if we're fuzzy, here is a strategy that you can use. It's in my course, Pioneer the Year, but you can zoom out, and that's summarizing, or you can zoom in, and that's strategizing. And sometimes we're just stuck in the middle. And when you're stuck in the middle, you're not taking any action at all. And you don't have that much clarity. And so specifically for leaders, we have to learn how to find our focus again and again and again. And so the Focus Finder is a tool that I created, and this is going to help you think through that. So the way you're going to zoom out is, again, by summarizing, but we're not talking about summarizing your week. We're talking about summarizing your project. What is the most important project that you need to be working on? Where are you going to be charging ahead? Maybe you say, I've kind of lost track of time and I need to get back on track. Well, then you're summarizing about that project. So it's you being honest. It's you getting clarity, finding closure. Now, if you're saying, okay, I've already thought about it, I know what's important to me, I need to take action, then it's time to strategize. So you zoom in, you get more detailed, you get more granular. You're saying, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? You may want to try backwards planning, like the military will teach, and you start with the goal and then you reverse engineer your way backward. And that's really effective in a time-sensitive environment for sure. So the reason I'm bringing this up now is because there's probably a project that matters more this week than the other projects. And if you're stalling, it's either because you don't have the clarity you need on it, or you don't have the connection emotionally to put in the work. And so either you can kind of try one or the other. I think it's going to take you probably in one direction. You're probably, if you're too stuck in the weeds and you're just feeling overwhelmed, you might need to zoom out and simplify it, and don't overthink it. But maybe you're like, yeah, it's just fun. It's going to happen. It's going to make itself, it's all going to work out in the end. But you really haven't taken time to commit to anything. You don't really have a plan. That's where you really need to zoom in, and you need to, outline what are the steps we got to do to get this thing knocked out. And there's different kinds of folks and different kinds of leadership approaches. So I'm just trying to share a simple tool right here at the end. So that way you've got that extra boost for that specific project at the end. So, all right, let me try one more track, see if it's fun, and then we'll do some closing comments. All right, very cool. This was really fun. I needed to clear my head, kind of zoom in on what my next step is going to be. So that was my mode. Strategize. Okay, I know what's important, but now how am I going to implement it? But maybe if you're in more of a routine environment where you're just kind of clipping along with the basics, and you kind of feel like you're in a holding pattern, you might need to zoom out. You might need to summarize what's been going on with life, and how could I summarize the next big move instead of trying to crunch too much data. Just pull out, get the big picture again. Okay. Thank y'all so much for trying this out with me. I'm going to do this again. We'll have different iterations of it, but the main thing I want you to take away is even leaders, in fact, especially leaders, need to get away so they can get ahead. If you appreciated this ride, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you'll find a lot more for your leadership journey here and in the near future. Thanks so much, y'all. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again real soon.